Hey everyone, this is Cresso. Hey, how do you feel about yourself? I want to ask everyone this. How do you feel about yourself? You know, you wake up, right? All right. What's the first thought you have in your mind when you wake up? And what's the majority? How do you feel about the majority of your day? How do you feel before you go to sleep? You know, I wanted to do this clip because this is, I've done clips before about the ego, and I want to just really, I want to go further because this is what's been going on in my heart for the past few days. But I've been having some pretty good conversations with my friend of mine, and me and her, we always talk. We have some pretty good conversations back and forth, and she inspired me a lot in terms of she's just helping me to go further, and it's just amazing that when we think highly of ourselves, okay, it's amazing that so many things could just open up for you, okay, because everyone, you are all radiant, every one of you, you give off that power. We talk about frequencies, what frequency you're tuning in, or you can talk about vibration, as the observer, okay, and going through my own experience being, just being human, it's the thoughts. It's these thoughts that we have in our heads, A good number of you will come up with a lot of excuses as to why you're not able to do what you want to do. I created clips about doing your own thing recently, and we put a lot of blocks on ourselves. Do you realize that you create a lot of belief systems, and most of those belief systems that a lot of us hold up to, okay, is kind of like, put it this way, the vibe is maybe one day things might turn out to be okay for me, and we allow our own ego really take full control for that moment. And I want to say this, everybody, you got to confront your own ego, okay? You got to confront your own ego. You really have to break the rules of this 3D world, okay? A lot of us think that we just go by our five senses. A lot of you could go beyond your five senses. Our five senses, in the human body, the five senses is great. If you're going to rely on your five senses alone, you're basically limiting yourself, okay? And, it's like we, through certain belief systems, we create this ideal hell for ourselves. And for what? For what? You're basically going by an experience that you had before, okay, that for you to justify why you can't do certain things, what you want to do for your life. Okay? Do you see how our minds, the thoughts that we create in our heads, we hold ourselves back? The stuff that I talk about things to inspire everybody that you could be awakened now. You understand? You could do it now. Now, here's the thing, it's the tricky part. I do see people awaken in spirit. I do. I'm just going through the slow motion process part of it, as seeing people awaken. Okay? You see, and not to go far off track from this topic of ego. You see, time is not what you think. Okay? Time is like a spiraling, kind of like out of control type, but time goes so many different directions. Your time goes slow, fast. Sometimes you go through deja vu of running into a moment that you felt that you've been through before, okay? Things doesn't have to be 1,000 years from now that humanity is going to evolve and all that stuff. No, it doesn't have to be that way. You see, you can shift into where you want to be or how you feel about yourself, highly yourself now. You understand? You can shift. A lot of the thing is, a lot of people don't figure that they have to go through A, B, and C, D. I have to go through A, B, C, and D in order to, live the life I want to live. And I'm saying to, I'm going to say this to you, everyone. You can skip from A to Z, okay? Probably some of you are asking me, like, what is my secret? What's my secret of why I say the things I do? Like, what gets me to tick? Everybody, it's like this. I go through a feeling. I know who I am, okay? I know what I'm capable of. I've seen it. I go through a feeling. I just know. There's nothing complicated, okay? It's just deciding. Do you understand? I believe everybody, okay? It's not just believe. Let me just go say this. Let me just go like this. You are capable of self-empowering yourselves, okay? You understand what I mean? Okay? The idea of empowering yourself means it's like you literally knowing who you are. You could basically take control of your own life without basically coming up with excuses. So everybody, you have to confront your ego, okay? Okay, yes, that means you basically not being afraid. You not give a damn what anybody thinks. You're gonna feel how you want to feel, okay? When you say to yourself, I can't do this, or I can't do that, why you can't do this or that? Why? Because you're coming up with all these different excuses. I don't care about your facts, everybody. You come up with your own excuses. You're creating your own ideal hell. I know we all go through different things and experience to find ourselves. I understand that. The thing is that you are able to shift wherever you want to be on your heart now. Do you understand? Now. The things that I do express and doing this video clip, I really enjoy speaking not the norm. Do you understand? Even people in the community that understands about frequencies and vibration, and if you want to call it, some people that think solely practical, some people will call the things that we talk about New Age stuff. I don't really care about the term New Age, but the thing is, whatever I share and I see people not vibing with me, it's not going to stop what I do. It's not going to stop what I share. The thing is, everybody, is you have to confront the limiting thoughts in your head, okay? You really have to be, and I inspire you now, okay? You could choose not to or not for that moment. You got to be, let's just call it, you got to be at a God level, a divine level. Do you understand? Divine, God, consciousness, source of life, okay? You got to be at that level. And everything starts from within, okay? All right? There's no hard to do this. The only thing that makes it hard, everybody, the only thing that makes it hard is that you're allowing your own ego to beat a block. You allow your ego to beat a block, and that's what stops you. Okay? All these groupies and all these people that place themselves in certain groups, and you figure that you have to be a certain way according to this group, you're putting a block on yourself. You're not being your full authentic self. Be your full authentic self. That means if you want to be the most baddest individual, then okay, that's your highest joy, okay. If you want to be your full authentic self and being all great and inspiring and radiant and all that, great. Either way, great. But I want to say this, be your authentic self. I know I see this as an observer that there's a lot of people try to place themselves, try to fit themselves in groups and stuff, and hoping that maybe somebody will listen to what they have to say. You know what, everybody? Just be yourself, okay? Don't put any roadblocks on yourself. You feel like you're stuck. You feel like because you live at your family's house, you feel like you don't have any money, okay? You feel like you don't have a job that you like. You feel that, well, I'll never get the roles that I want to do, or maybe let's say a particular job or profession, whatever you want to do in your life. You really have to literally go beyond your five senses, meaning don't rely on what you see. One of the things is, don't rely on what you see with your two eyes. You have to visualize. I know this is going to sound honky-dory or whatever, so simple to the logical mind. You really have to go, you got to go as so far as you can in your imagination, okay? Don't give up. That means you got to undo every thought that comes in your head that tells you that you can't, or that's telling you, that's criticizing you, telling you that you're not good enough, and who are you, and you're none of those things. You got to undo that. Your spirit, you understand? Your spirit is power. You have to place the ego from within, place the ego in the back. Put the ego in the passenger seat. You are the one in the driver's seat. Do you understand? Okay, don't worry what people think about you. I know I say this a bunch of times in my clips, but you have to confront the ego, okay? Remember, everybody, you are the spirit. The ego is just a layer of yourself. The ego is just a layer of self. But you see, the structural mind doesn't understand, okay, what goes beyond the five senses, right? Okay, it tries to understand so hard that we all try to figure out. And when you try to figure things out so much, you're all stressed out. And you're wondering that maybe something's going to save you. And you figured that, and then I still see people on Facebook, right? Some people call themselves or say things like this: I'm have to wait for my higher consciousness to connect with my higher consciousness. You are the higher consciousness, everybody. You are. Okay, I just want to say that you separate yourself. Okay, and I know you're doing this from your own experience, but I'm just going to call it out. I'm going to call stuff out. You basically divide yourself. It's weird. It's like consciousness does this, but I'm just going to call it out for you to say to yourself, yeah, I don't have to do this to myself. I don't have to put myself in a shitty vibe that, oh, well, you know, maybe, you know, I have to connect to wherever I need to in order for me to go out my highest joy. Go out your highest joy now. Now. Don't worry about tomorrow. Okay? Don't worry about, oh man, the past. Things didn't happen, work out in the past. Don't worry about it. You see, everybody, I'm telling you these things because I'm confronting my own ego. Okay? Okay. See, these things in my own mind challenge me. Yeah, every single time. Every time I post things on Facebook, or every time I do a video, whatever I want to express my heart, my own mind's telling me things, okay? And you know what? I'm not going to let it control me. And if I did, I did. I just not going to, I mean, the only one can judge me is me. You know? I mean, nobody's really in a position to judge anybody anyway. I mean, if we think about it like this, everyone. If we're going to sit here and judge each other, we're judging ourselves, really. Okay? So, the thing I realized with humanity as an observer is we create walls. We allow the ego to create walls of knowledge. So you got certain groups, let's say, it even goes back from the tribal days. Okay? Even from the ancient days, you want to call it the ancient days. You got certain people that hold up knowledge, and then some people trying to figure out, oh wow, how we're gonna able to get that knowledge. But you see, the thing I realized with humanity is that because we go so much with our mind so much, and not really lean on the spirit, is that all the knowledge, all the supposedly great, all the great knowledge, is all within you. You understand, everybody? All the knowledge, right, that you marvel these beings or whoever, a guru. You have all of that. You do. You do. You know, I could go with the feeling. I could go with the feeling that why I don't, let's say if I would lean towards my head only, and it'll give me tons of reason why there's no hope. But, I made a clip about mankind can't be saved. You see, the spirit of people. See, humanity, it's like this. Humanity, and I said this in my other clips, by the way. Humanity is like a room, okay? Your spirit, okay? Your spirit will travel, and everything could be within. It doesn't have to be outside. You basically travel from within in different realms, or you call it different space, okay? You definitely experience different realities. Humanity will always be at that level. Every time I express things is about that I believe what you can do. Your spirit. You understand, everybody? Your spirit, okay? I know what your spirit could do because we're all as one. Like it or not, everybody, okay? All right? I understand. I understand. We look towards some facts as to, well, We can't do certain things. You know, we come up with these pitiful stories. I'm gonna be straightforward with everybody. Humanity is great in coming up with pitiful stories as to why we can't be where we want to be now. This is what we do. You understand? You want to talk about hell? I was telling my friend of mine the other day. I was telling her, like, humanity creates this ideal hell based on a belief system. Okay? And it's an illusion. It is. People feel that other human beings have power over you. You believe that. You believe somebody with a badge and gun has power over you. You believe your boss has power over you. You really believe that. Oh, wait a minute. You're going to tell me, well, we're going to be locked up in jail. You could put yourself in jail. You can do that. Your ego can't see beyond the things that what I'm saying out of my mouth. It can't see beyond. Your ego, it will only go by the five senses. That's why I tell everybody, you know, you want to venture out of the 3D world, you got to think outside your five senses. I'm not saying the five senses is bad. You have to go for yourself, okay? You don't have to do anything, but I just want to inspire you. Go beyond your five senses, okay? Confront the ego. You understand? You are spirit, okay? You got to put the ego in its place. No matter what your circumstances that you call circumstances, no matter what you go through, there is nothing has any significant power over you. Nothing. The stuff I put on, the stuff I share online, okay? Yeah, I break the rules. I'm not with the pitiful humanity story about how things gonna come to an end and how, whoa, man, what are we gonna do? Oh my God, we got the powers that be that's gonna control us. Oh man, we can't get this stuff done. We can't do this. We can't do that. Oh my gosh, no, that I break all the rules. I break all the rules. Everything that comes out of my mouth is from spirit. I break all the rules. I tell everyone that everybody is evolved. And we don't have to sit with a story that one day things gonna be okay. I always talk about this. Everything starts from you. Everything. Okay? If you want to go to a guru, if you want to go to somebody that you look up to get answers, you could do that. But I'm going to tell you this. You have all the answers within you. When I say your consciousness, you are that higher self. Don't let that, don't be fooled because you're in a human form. You have to understand that consciousness molds itself into a human form. You are not of that body. You understand? This body, this physical part of me, is not of me. I am much more than this body. There's no depth to life. You understand? There's no end. There's no beginning. I am higher consciousness. I call it consciousness, higher consciousness. It doesn't same thing to me. Okay? There are no separate intelligent beings. I am the intelligent being. Do you understand? The same goes for you. If you want to stay, and I'm going to call it out, it's going to hurt your ego now, everybody. If you want to stay with the pitiful human story, that I can't get mine and I can't do whatever I want to do in my life, and you feel in your heart that you have another human being has power over you and all those things, you could do that. But you know what? You are still consciousness. You are still higher self. Okay? That's right. You are. All I'm just telling you, you have to confront the ego. You have to move the blocks. To move the blocks in your head that tell you that you can't do this, you can't do that, is to affirm who you are. So when you say things like on Facebook or anywhere that I am feeling distress, or I feel I am a loser, you know this. Those that talks about I am, you understand this very well. Every word comes out of your mouth, and not even your mouth, even inside your thought. You will synchronize yourself into an experience that you won't like, but you planted that. You do that. You do that. But you see, if you synchronize, or let's just say you align yourself into an experience, you could just shift out. Whatever you do, everybody, is never too late. Do you understand? You're living in an illusion that you're trapped. You live in an illusion that you feel alone, right? A lot of you feel alone, right? Why do you feel alone? Why? Because your own five senses, your ego, that structured mind, is telling you no one wants to be around you. Nobody understands you. You know, let me just put it this way. I understand the feeling of feeling alone. You know, I've been through that many times. It's like this. If people are not aligned with you for that moment, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything wrong with you. Do you understand? There's really nothing wrong with you, no matter what you do. You can sound all pitiful all you want on Facebook or YouTube or wherever online or at your job or your school, wherever you are. You can sound the most pitiful, sorriest person, and there's still nothing wrong with you. You understand? You got to look at you that you are not of your body. You are the higher self. I'm inspiring you to reconnect who you are, okay? To affirm, okay? It's my highest joy to inspire everybody to know that, yes, I am bliss. Yes, I am power. Okay, yes, I am God. Yes, I am wealth. Yes, I am what I am. Do you understand? That's who you are. Okay, so when you want to do certain things, now remember, you're creating that reality. You're creating that reality every time you say whatever bad things about yourself or you feel a certain way, you're creating that reality. But even if you create that reality, you could shift out. It's like an on and off switch. You could be on and you could be off. It could be either way. You know, everything that I talk about, it's not hard. Okay? You think I'm some, I don't have to be some guy in the high mountains or a being, whatever, in the high mountains. You have to come to me. Oh, please, Great Creso, what's the answers? I'm going to tell you like this straight up. You all have the answers. Okay? Put yourself in that mountain. You are that mountain. You're much more than a mountain. Okay? I am a being about self-empowerment. I'll tell you this right now. My highest joy is to say all the great things that feels good. You know? You got to go with how you feel inside. How do you feel inside? Huh? Do you want to feel blissful or you want to feel depressed? Which one? Which one? Or you could place yourself in a void and not be anything. You could do that too. You know? Remove the blocks. I'll tell you this. You could be whatever you want to be. When you say you can't, you're self-defeating yourself for that moment. But all you got to do is go beyond your five senses. And let me explain this really quick, okay? What I mean, this is my breakdown of going beyond the five senses. There's many senses, but I'm just going to give you a little bulk summary on this. When you go through your imagination state, you're really molding a reality. You are lining yourself into that reality, okay, where you want to be, okay? Okay, when you do that, things manifest. A lot of you understand what I'm talking about. You will manifest into that reality. You got to understand, you got to listen to yourself. You got to listen to the self. Go beyond your head. Listen to yourself. Take a time out. Listen to yourself. Be somewhere quiet if you want to. What does your heart tell you? Listen to yourself. Don't worry about your circumstances. Your circumstances have no significant power over you, period. Listen to yourself. You feel, your heart tells you that you have what it takes to inspire billions of people in this world. Listen to it. Listen and go with it. Listen to your spirit, everybody. You understand what I'm talking about? You are the higher self. You are. Confront the ego by saying, so what? Tell your ego, if you're not in a popular list of people, who gives a fuck? You think higher self needs to be popular? I mean, think about it. Higher self molds this whole matrix. You want to call it create or shifts. All the universe and beyond and all the dimensions and unknown black holes and everything you could think of. You think higher self gives a damn about being popular? I did a clip on popular on my Human Journal series. I know what popular does. Popular is an idea. It's an energy. It's a, let's put it this way. It's a energy that represents unconditional, It's an energy, it's the opposite of unconditional love. So, don't worry about whether if you're not Mrs. or Mr. Popular. If you're not Mrs. or Mr. Popular, who gives a fuck? Okay? Love yourself. The clips on that. Listen to your spirit. Put your ego aside. Okay? Don't box yourself into these little groups. Yes, everyone got all these different wonderful philosophy. Great. My question to you, how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel? Are you following your highest joy? Are you? Or are you just following along from the crowd? Do you understand? Is your ego telling you that you can't do more or whatever than this group? Who are you? Your ego mind's telling me, who are you? You have to be part of the pack. Oh, no, wait a minute. Your ego will stop and say this way. No, wait. You're not there yet. You will be where you want to be. I don't know. That's the thing. Your ego doesn't know. But I'm a being within consciousness to tell you that you could be whatever you want to be now. Do you understand? Confront your ego. Push aside these blocks that you have within you by affirming who you are. You got to do things that will be, to the ego mind, will be considered crazy. Do things that it's crazy to you. Yeah. You think it, see, only your head will tell you it's hard. It's not hard. I go through this sometimes. You know? You got birds flying above me. Even the birds want to hear what I have to say because the birds are consciousness. But anyway, listen. Look, everybody. Push aside the blocks. Be your authentic self. Okay? I know it's getting dark here. You can barely see my face. But be your authentic self. Okay? Okay? If you want to stop yourself for the moment and box yourself into these whatever belief systems that's holding you back, okay. And I call it the human box or the human room. Okay? You want to box yourself in that moment? Okay. You're free to do that. Remember, your higher self. You are higher self. I am just inspiring you to embrace because your spirit hears what I have to say. It hears me. Oh, yes. It hears me. Okay. All right. Thing is that I'm just taking the joy. It's a joy to witness people awaken. But I know it sounds kind of weird, but you know, I'm going through the slow motion part. It's like this. I'm writing my book, but what's going on right now? It's like I'm actually writing a book of my life now. Right now. So anyway, I think I said pretty much say a lot of good stuff to inspire you. Just take it in, everybody. I know it's a little bit a half-hour clip here. Take it in, okay? Follow your heart. Listen, okay? Listen to yourself, okay? You deserve a lot of great things in your life. You do, okay? And, the only one's holding you back is yourself. All due to a belief system. It's not anybody else. It's not any man or woman. It's you. You hold yourself back. Remember, confront the ego, okay? Break the rules. Go beyond your five senses. Meditate. Imagine. You understand? Use your imagination. There's no limits to how far you go. Keep going. don't stop. If you stop, okay, but you could continue at any time. So I hope you take in everything I said, and I will be back with another interesting topic.